Hey guys, Captain Mike, Western Pride. Tackle Tip Tuesday. Just wanted to give you guys a quick little rundown of Yellowtail. Basically, been getting a lot of feed, a lot of questions, but we're just going to go over the quick setup, everything you really need in your tackle box, which really isn't that much for one of these Yellowtail, whether it be local, on a 3/4 day trip, or on an overnight trip. First, we're going to start with the surface irons. Basically, these are some of my favorite colors. The color is depending on really what you like per the given day. These are all JRI surface irons. I think these work the best. This is my opinion solely, but these are JRIs. A mint color jig seems to work really good in the past year or two. Anything that's like, this is a JRI 7, we have JRI 3s, anything like that seems to work really good. A similar jig to this would be like a Salis 7X, a Taddy. There's so many different lure companies. It's really your choice. This is just what I like, but these are JRIs. This is a standard surface iron. Basically what you would do with one of these is you direct tie your monofilament.
You see, I still have that loop there at the bottom.
These. You don't use any sort of weight. You don't put any bait on the hook. This is your lure. This is essentially your sardine. That's what you're trying to mimic. So you want to essentially also use these on heavier line. We wouldn't recommend fishing these on anything less than 30-pound line because you don't want to snap it off on your cast. So 30 to 40 pound, I would recommend 40-pound monofilament. Also, we don't recommend fishing these on braided line because it's harder to cast. Monofilament would be the way to go. If you get a backlash, it's easy to pick it out, and it actually absorbs the bite a little bit better with the monofilament than the braided line. So we do not recommend you fish braided line with any sort of surface iron for a yellowtail. Moving on, these would be your hooks. This is a standard hook. This is a Mustad 94-150. This is a size 1, and these are 1/0s. So if we had a little bit smaller bait, essentially, that's going to be your size 1 for anything from a 4 to 5 inch anchovy up to a 3 to 5 inch sardine. This would be a great hook. This is a little bit bigger hook. If you have a little bit bigger bait, like a 5 to 7 inch sardine, this might be a good way to go. It's a 1/0. You can even go up to a 2/0 depending on the size of bait. Being a fly line setup for a yellowtail, you would direct tie, again, just like your surface iron. You're direct tying straight to the hook. You're not using any weight. So that's why it's called a fly line setup. So you essentially just have your sardine pinned through the nose. We like pinning them through the nose on here. Other guys have their own ways of doing it, whether it be collar hooking it or butt hooking it, whatever you want to do. But nose hooking it, I think, works really good for a yellowtail. And a fly line setup just means you're tied directly to your hook. Also, if you want to have you fully prepared, having a few sliding egg sinkers. This is a 1/2 ounce sliding egg sinker. This is a 3/4 ounce sliding egg sinker. Some days the fish, especially if you're fishing with live squid, this is something really good to have in your tackle box. It gives you a little bit of weight just to get your bait down. Live squid don't really pull a lot of line off your reel like a sardine would or a mackerel. So you want to give it a little bit of weight so you have a little bit more weight to cast away from the boat and then let it sink through the water column slowly. So this is your typical yellowtail tackle box. It doesn't have to be any more complicated. If you want to add a couple dropper loop weights like 4 to 6 ounce torpedo sinkers if the fish are right on the bottom. But if you had an array of surface irons, an array of Mustad hooks, and some sliding egg sinkers, you're good to go. And we recommend fishing really nothing less than 20-pound line. Like I said, we like monofilament on here, but 20 to 40-pound monofilament is going to be your best bet for a yellowtail, and that's obviously depending on conditions and structure and wind and tide. But 20 to 40-pound monofilament, 7 to 8 foot rod, you're good to go.